Yeah, y'all a quick video. As always, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakah Kadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone, much salutations to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, Most High will. We know that sooner to be the later, because Most High said he's shortening the time for the elect's sake. And basically, we're in the end times, And this is the land back on Apostle Hart's video. You are really going to be tested, and like so, uh, and they even with going back to the COVID, you know, uh, that was a test run, and now they're coming with the real thing. And see, the MOTB is going to be a real thing. Um, Now, back in the COVID time, they had everybody locked down, and that wasn't really too long ago, but they had completed something because they had everybody inside of their house pretty much while they were doing stuff on the outside, you know, um, and the control factor, and to see who's rebelling or who causes trouble during that time of the during that time of mandatory things that they tell us, you know, events, that they cause. I mean, they're controlling the weather. They have some means of controlling the weather, and they have that big ass alarm, and they put everybody in fear because they say, well, it's covering this county, is heading this way, and really nobody really goes outside to see what's going on. So, you know, you might see something. I'm just saying. But the Most High gave them power enough to control things to a certain limit, and it's for the testing, It reminds me of Hurricane Katrina too, when the levees broke, and a lot of them people probably claimed, it was a lot of voodooism and all that going on, but a lot of those people were, I'm pretty sure, church people, and they got tested, man, and they was screaming out for FEMA, and they was waiting on the government, and just like Most High back then on the righteous side, he provided his people with manna, but where they were waiting on them helicopters to drop them that food, you know, and they got that all on in the memory in the history pages of AI, whatever they have that, and they look at that and they be like, man, we it pumps up their ego, of course, So before I start talking a lot, and you could read in Apocrypha too, how they said they would do this. They would, well, the scriptures said they would do this. They would test the Son of God to see if he is what he say he is, and if he believes what he say he believes, you know. Um, so that scripture about coming to the Lord and preparing your soul for temptation, and we have been through trials and tribulation, and brothers have suffered like manner things, experiences, and all that. But it's heavier things in the coming too. I remember I did a video a while ago, real while ago. And it showed the interrogation of Malcolm X. And I think they only did that because well, he was teaching the Black Power thing. I mean, of course, he was a Muslim, so called, but he taught, you know, encouraging black people, and by any means necessary was his basically slogan. I don't know what else you would call it, but But I think he found out he was an Israelite, and I think that may have been a part of the reason, or the very reason. I'm not sure, but Khalid Muhammad, I think Apostle Hart said he met him, and he got taught by the Israelites. That's why they use every time they go, they read or you see in these movies, they go back to they go back to the Bible. Even the very movie, Malcolm X movie, he said, well, the Son of God, he didn't use those words, but he said, Christ was a black man and a Negro, I think he said, and not a pale face. Like, you know, yeah, yeah, I think that's somewhat those words, man. But, you know, this is the time of the truth. And like the apostle said also, that starting to teach thing that we teach, or the truth that we teach in their churches. And that people getting tired of this devil, so they coming out. I mean, even celebrities are being like, I don't care if they come for me. I'm gonna tell the truth. So um, it says, 1 Peter 4:12. It says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you." Yeah, it's a trial. Trial comes from that word try, or a try comes from trial. Like they're gonna try you. Um, and like the apostle was mentioning also that you might be strong, but your wife might not be strong, or your children might not be strong. I mean, or they might have they play games. We're gonna see the ugliness of this thing because they just like those hostage situations that they always put on the Arabs and all that. They do that shit too, man. You know, and they'll have your mother, your parents behind a glass door, some crying and ready, you slotted in right in front of you. I mean, Most High forbid that it happens to any of your brother. But, you know, those are the dire things that they have power to do until further notice of the Most High. You know, and just like what's the name, Abraham. To give his son up for a sacrifice, but you never know. Most High, even with martyrism, we talk about, something angelic might happen to keep you from getting beheaded, or to get you out of a situation at the most dire times, or when you're hungry, and it says his servants shall eat, but just like the apostle said, it's going to be a test, and it might be close as hell. I mean, it even says the righteous could scarcely make it, man. You know, and it's just a matter of time. Like boom, just like the COVID came out, it boom, out of nowhere. Just like some of the experiments they did back then, even during the time of AIDS and cancer and all that, and when they just tried to, when things boom out of nowhere, the 9/11 was a boom out of nowhere. Nobody expected that. You know, what I'm trying to think of what month that was, but I'm pretty sure it was summertime. When people have fun and all that, and they outside, and it's a nice day. I mean, nothing's going to be a nice day, even if it's sunny when this stuff is happening. And I think it says in curses that if it when daytime you would want it to be night, nighttime you want it to be day. You know, like a lot of these, they have concentration camps, they have private prisons, they have creepy people out there that snatch people up. And a lot of you women It's because they prey on the weak, and I'm talking about the creepy people in between this thing, that's randomly raiding the streets or hiding in the darkness in an abandoned house, luring people in. I'm talking about those kind of people, the leave it the world kind of people. I mean, leave the world behind kind of people. You know, where you just might stumble on an abandoned house and somebody's in there waiting for you. It says, and we told you these things, man. And I know the adrenaline is gonna be pumping. It's gonna be exciting at the same time, dreadful. Some cases. Um, and the whole this is a spiritual thing. So the whole earth is going to well, let me finish this. Verse 14. If you be it says, but rejoice, okay, don't concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, thinking not strange as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. And it also says, fiery trial to try you. You should be tried as gold in the fire, Um, and but it also says that it's no temptations overtake you that you're not able to handle. Paraphrasing, and that's what the Most High said. His word is true. You know, above all the words of man, all the words of the earth, his word stands true. So it's a lot of people going to be calling out for God, but a lot of people, are going to be they're going to miss that spiritual call, that spiritual protection or that protection, because they was BSing all this time, and now all of a sudden, but that's up to the Most High. But I mean, it all comes down to your faith and the sincerity of your heart, man. And are these people rooting for a righteous world, or they just want to get out of their troubles at that time? Because these things have to be, and it said these things shall come to pass and have to be, you know. And it said, from unrighteous dealings and riches got by deceit, and the kingdom is translated to another. So that transition is always a rough transition. It's always war. It's always a bringing down of the other by another powerful force. So the transition from one kingdom to another is never easy and it's never peaceful. So, same thing with this kingdom going down, coming in of another. Uh, like Apostle Hart pull this up. Temptation, an experiment, attempt, trial, proving. And like he mentioned that we're the guinea pigs. This has been experiments, rolling every, all this stuff, man, you know. And they want to test, just like they have their subjects that they test. You see it right on TikTok or YouTube, what have you. They test monkeys, they test rats, they test, other creatures. They test the creatures of the jungle and they hook them up to this, this reading neural link reading device, what have you. Or they just see what they'll do. They'll put somebody in a prison or something. They did that in slavery too. Put somebody in prison or lock them up in a cage and don't feed them and see how they handle it, you know. And like I said, Most High forbid none of us have to go through that. But, that's the testing of our faith, man. Like Daniel in the lion's den was thrown in there with the lions, face to face with the lions, and they didn't even feed the lions just to make them more hungry when they put them in there. And then these are the type of things that and they have what they have. They have 1,000. Is it 1,000 ways to I think it's more than that. I forget. I don't know if it's if they termed it in a million or 1,000 ways to die or something like that. But and then they have all these torturing things, man. Like I said, that movie Safe House, Denzel, he had some secrets that they were trying to get from him, and he would go to this house, and long as he go there, he's safe. But he have to go out and retrieve more information or something like that, and so they'll try to catch him. But when they caught up with him, they they did that water. I think it's called waterboarding. It's a torching type of method, to kind of slowly drown somebody, you know, by forcing water down their throat. Um, so I'll close out. I'll start to close out, but when we talk about disaster, like I said, they got power to do certain things on the earth. You know, um, and it's we talk about the powers that be. You know, these people on earth talk about the powers that be. Um, and they could cause earthquakes, cause hurricanes, as far as what they've been saying on YouTube and all that, and they're proud of it. They got the 5G towers and all that, and they experiment in the labs with high technology. And it's one thing for a machine to come get you or a beast, but it's another thing to have a man have you, somewhat in prison or or a subject matter, because they got a mind of they got a high state of mind, over the beast, over machinery and all that, so it could be more dreadful. Anyway, um, trial of your faith, King James Version. 1 Peter 1:7. That the trial of your faith being more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai. Yeah, because when you proven when somebody this is the word, one of the words is proving. Trial proving the trial made of you by body condition. When you're like Most High has likened us into a wife, you know, um, and just like your wife coming back to you, so to speak, and telling you that she loves you and she never cheat again or never commit adultery again, what have you, and you're looking at her sideways like, nah, I don't believe you, and then she'll she'll commit to all these things to prove she loves you, and so you want to see that proving. You want to see, what she's willing to do, uh, so you could be, I'm speaking in a man's term also. I mean, so you could be content and happy to having a trustworthy wife, you know, that you know that if she did that for you, she definitely true or definitely real. And, so sometimes that takes extreme measures, man, you know, and, that's why it's good never to get comfortable, man, not to have riches, not to be too happy in this world, man, you know, not to be too friendly, because it said friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. Come on, you're gonna have people betraying people out here, man. People that you thought were friends, man. And let me get that scripture. Lay his life, King James Version. It says John 15:13, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And it sounds, you know, it could sound like a game to people or some kind of cruelty. And why? See, the Most High knows spirits, and He knows the spirit world. So, you know, if you think this test is a game, um, then if it was a game, then there would be no reward for it, and it wouldn't be no love in it. They got a phrase called when they play basketball, even football, for the love of the game. But, with us, it's more like, playing the game for the sake of love, playing the game for the sake of righteousness, playing the game, and I don't want to make it seem like a game, like, a worldly type of game. Uh, but let me see, just to make game definition.
Here's the definition of game. A form of play or sport, especially a competitive one, played according to rules and decided by skill, strength, or luck.
See, this is decided by strength of faith. You know, it's an event, a test match. Um, a clash. So that word test is in there. Ending in a definite result. A complete episode or period of play ending in a definite result. And this is Most High's plan. That's why we always say this is playing out. This is about to play out. It's a play. It's a movie, and it's real though. And people love, they love being competitive. They got Hunger Games, a movie called Hunger Games. I think they made 3 or 4 of those. They got the boxing matches. It's all about competitive. And it talks about in the Apocrypha, he that went, paraphrasing, he that if he overcomes, then he shall get the victory. And running the race. So when you run in a race, you got obstacles. When you playing or you at war in this real game of life, this in this playbook, you got the competitive part is your obstacle and your trial, and you got to get through that person or get through that thing or get past that water, get past that bridge. So this is that thing, man. you know and they're gonna this is a whole world order, man, and it's gonna affect the whole world. That's what's so deep about this thing. And this is for control of the whole world. And those that stick out, they got monitors, sensors. Those that stick out like a sore thumb, so to speak, the ones that do not comply with this system. Because, hey, man, when you finally just want to, you know, get to your true power, and and say, hey, the hell with it, man. We want this new world order, and we're going to and even at the jobs, they're more demanding now, and they're quicker to fire you, you know, and these people run the world. So, you know, just like the COVID thing, it was, hey, you don't get that shot, we're gonna fire you. They can easily say that with the MOTB too, because it's not only a tracking device; it's making sure the world abides by this new world order, even if it's promised with safety. You know, and what else? It could, with everything beneficial to your livelihood, a roof over your head, food on your table, to have your loved ones all in one place. You know, and a lot of Jakes are starting to do family stuff now. I mean, they're starting to get together now. You know, nothing wrong with it. We're just saying, it says, in Corinthians, they're going to be as they them that have wives. They're going to be as they had none. You know, and going back to the Maccabee sons, you know, their mother had to have a manly stomach, while women are trying to have a man's mind. Well, how about a manly stomach? Because if you have a man's mind in that time, and men are gonna be, it says men failing of what's coming, fearing what all was coming upon the earth. Then somewhere in that DNA of a woman, with your breast and vagina, you know, you're gonna be come a little girl needing help. Something like someone stranded on the side of the road, and a thumb out for every rider that goes by. Desperate, looking in the van like, man, I don't know if I should go in there. Well, yeah, you can trust me. There's nobody out here. It's late. Just come with me, and you'll never and she'll be never seen again. But what does it say? Uh, Man fearing for what's coming up on the earth. King James version. I'll close out with this scripture.
According to Bible,
Luke
King James
21
Version,
and
26.
26. It says, men's hearts failing them for fear, and it says men, for looking after those things which are coming out on the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, man. And that's what they want to do. They want to let everybody run wild so they could just knock people off. Oh, that whole crowd is chaotic. Blasting all them, laying them down. People be like, "Oh shit, why would you do that?" Quiet. Yeah, they put it in the movies, man. They put it in the movies. You know, we told you that they're gonna come with extreme prejudice, man. You know, and Jake ain't ready, man. You know, it says spirit is ready. Spirit is ready. King James version. That's the only way you could be ready, is the spirit, having the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua. Matthew 26 and 41. Watch and pray. like we always say, that you enter not in temptation. And temptation, the proving, that you enter not the trial. It's going to be, but you're going to hope that, hey, you don't have to. Come on, man. Men have thought about, many men have thought about inventions. They have, you know, they could create a world of wickedness just like this. So this was orchestrated. This earth in the state it's in is orchestrated, man. This was all designed by somebody. I'm talking about this very America, modern day Babylon. Yeah, the rules that came in, the jurisdiction that was set up, you know, yeah, men's mind state behind this, man. It says, temptation, incitement to sin, whether rising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. Yeah, you're gonna have you know, it's not righteous to eat a child. But how do you know how your stomach is gonna handle things during a time of a famine or when the food runs out? The stores are gonna be empty unless you have the spirit of your Yahweh Yahushai, man. Because it says right here, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. So you got to exercise your spirit. And a lot of shit, Jake's gonna be confused, man. Shit, they gonna, hey, if you get immune to this trouble, and you say, well, shit, I got to keep moving, and you know, this ain't the time to be, uh, you know, fucking around, girl. You know, we gotta focus. But if you're immune to this, you could fall into lust, and you see it in the movies like Book of Eli. You know, they offered him their daughter, and he was on a mission, but she was in the room like, yeah, I'm ready, because you know it's gonna be all kind of different emotions with Jake, you know, so forth. So you know, there's gonna be some temptation, man, heavy temptation out there, you know. Anyway, um, that's it. I didn't even want to make this too long, man, but you know, hey, man, I hope you know we ain't Superman, not yet. So I'm hoping we ready. I'm hoping I'm ready. You know, because nobody knows the date or time, but like it said in the scriptures, the storm is brewing. The dark clouds are there. The sky is lowering. The red sky is lowering. You know, and Jake is starting to see the hate of these people. Just on some videos like TikTok, they starting to see how hateful these people really are. That's on top. Anyway, hope it was edifying. Shalom.